The Magic have won 4 straight and 6 of their last 8 behind their most valuable player, Dwight Howard, anchoring a strong defense and a powerful offense. Tonight, they defend their home court in a Friday night face-off with the Nets. Magic basketball dances your way next on Fox Sports Florida. A beautiful evening in Orlando, Florida. Time for a little Friday Night Magic from the Amway Center in downtown Orlando. NBA basketball tonight. The Orlando Magic take on the New Jersey Nets for the final time this season. And hello again, everybody, and welcome to Magic Basketball on Fox Sports Florida. I'm David Steele, glad to be sitting alongside Matt Guokas, Paul Kennedy, and Nick Anderson, as well as Megan Clemente here tonight to bring you a telecast on a big Friday night NBA basketball in Central Florida. Matty, the Magic have had a pretty good month of March despite a very difficult schedule. 8 games on the road already in the month, but the Magic are 8-4. When you play good team defense, really doesn't matter whether you're playing home or road, you're going to be in most games, aren't you?
And David, you're right, and this team prides itself on its defense, and their defensive statistics once again are off the charts. Even those nights when things don't look right, where they might be giving up a few too many layups or a few too many second shots, still overall the defensive numbers are fabulous. And when you consider the Magic miss about 17 3-point shots a game, which should lead to a lot of fast breaks. Plus, they've been turning the ball over a lot. And, you know, they don't always lead to fast breaks, depending on what kind of turnover you have. And they would give the opponent a lot of easy baskets. But the Magic are somehow or other shutting that down, getting back in transition, and making most opponents play in the half court. Now, we have seen some good Magic defense in certain halves, some bad Magic defense in certain other halves, but all in all, they only need a stretch of about 6 or 7 minutes of good defense, and they can usually muster that up.
As a result, the Magic are now 20 games over 500, and there's the 2-time defending Defensive Player of the Year, Dwight Howard, his co-captain, Jameer Nelson, and another key part of this Magic ball club, Hedo Turkoglu, coming off an outstanding performance against the New York Knicks on Wednesday night. Well, a special night tonight at Amway Center. We've got not only basketball, but featuring the Magic dancers. When we come back, Paul Kennedy is joined by former dancer Megan Clemente with more. Magic basketball on Fox Sports Florida is brought to you by Steak 'n Shake, famous for steak burgers. And by Southeast Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today for great deals on the amazing lineup of Toyota vehicles. Toyota, moving forward. Well, welcome back to Orlando, the Amway Center. Tonight, the Magic take on the Nets. Right now, Paul Kennedy and Megan Clemente are outside, just outside the Metro PCS Digital Loft.
Hey, good evening to you, David, on an evening in which we will showcase the Magic dancers throughout our telecast. The former dancer, our colleague, Megan Clemente, indeed, joining us here this evening, immediately following the game this evening, a preview and a premiere of a new edition of Inside the Magic, the dancers. Megan, what can we look forward to?
You're going to see a little bit of everything. You're going to see the selection process, what our coach has to go through to actually find the perfect mix of Magic dancers for this upcoming season. You'll see behind the scenes from pre-game to during the game, even post-game. And then, of course, today is the launch of the NBA Dance Team bracket. The Orlando Magic dancers are facing off against the Cleveland Cavaliers dancers, so we'll be going through that as well.
The majority have full-time careers, I would imagine. Just how many hours a week do they rehearse and prepare?
Goodness, it's a lot. It's a part-time job, but it's full-time work. Now, on a slow night, you're looking at 4-hour rehearsals, 6 hours at the game, so maybe 14 hours. 3 games a week, you're probably looking at 30, but that does not include extra practices, dunking dancer practices, locating new costumes, and then, of course, the community service that they do as well.
Well, today also tips off the best dancer competition throughout the 30 squads in the NBA. The playoffs have arrived, and look at this, you're opening up
I like
the
it.
Cavaliers.
Yes, and right now we're at 76%, but that can change at any moment. So we have until 2 p.m. tomorrow to continue voting, and I got to say, it is not unusual for them to forget to close the vote. So if it's not done, keep voting.
All right, the reigning winners in each conference have buys. Who are they?
The current winners are Phoenix and the Charlotte Bobcats, and we're looking to beat the Bobcats this year.
So on the evening, the Magic host the New Jersey Nets. Log on, won't you? David Steele, Matty Gukas with the call of the Nets and the Magic men on a busy night inside Amway and right here on Fox Sports Florida.
A few fans still filing into the Amway Center. We'll have another packed house, another sellout crowd on hand to watch Magic basketball from Orlando. Game number 73. 10 games remaining in the regular season, starting with tonight. Here's the starting five for the Magic, presented by Steak and Shake. Hedo Turkoglu, Dwight Howard, and Brandon Bass. They'll man the front court for the Orlando Magic. The back court featuring Jason Richardson and Jameer Nelson. Stan Van Gundy's club, 46-26. 20 games over 500 for the first time this year. Orlando here at home is 25-11. They've won 4 straight, the Magic, 5 of their last 6. And they face New Jersey tonight. Here's how the Nets will line up. Sasha Vujacic joins Brooke Lopez and the red-hot Chris Humphries on the front line for New Jersey. The backcourt, Anthony Morrow and Jordan Farmar. You may have already known Darren Williams will not play tonight for Avery Johnson's Nets. Williams has a right wrist injury and has missed the last 3 games. He'll miss at least 2 more for New Jersey. Williams has only played in 8 games since coming to the Nets from Utah back on February the 23rd. And the Nets went 2-4. Or rather, 3-5 in those 8 games. So we're underway here on this Friday night. The Magic taking on the Nets. Howard, strong move against Lopez and a foul.
Boy, that was quick.
Lopez starting for his 235th consecutive game, which is tied with Armand Gilliam for number 3 all-time consecutive starts in net history. Picks up an early foul against Dwight Howard,
which I'm sure he did not want to do. For him to stay out on the floor and put up the kind of numbers he's capable of, obviously he's got to stay out of foul trouble, and he has been putting up good numbers. And in 2 of the 3 previous games against the Nets, Lopez has scored well. First game he had a tough night, 3 for 17 overall. But he can go both outside and inside. But he's going to play defense like that. He's going to get a sunburn like one of the guys in our truck.
Somebody went to a golf tournament and wore a baseball cap turned backwards. And it was quite the butt of jokes at the morning production meeting. Sasha Vujacic for 3.
David, you see that stat on Jersey when they win games, they're a little over 40% from beyond the arc. When they lose, they're down around 30%. So they've got some decent 3-point shooters in Vujacic and Farmer, and a great one in Morrow.
New Jersey has a record of 23-47. They won 12 games last year. So they're going to double last year's win total with just 1 more victory. This is Jordan Farmar, one of the new additions to the ball club this year. And now Lopez facing up against Howard. His reverse is good, and a foul on Dwight Howard. Tough shot.
It was.
Good move.
And again, we talked about the threat that Lopez has facing up and shooting up to about 18 feet away. It looked like Dwight was riding them all the way to the hoop, almost forced him to go to the other side of the rim. And of course, Dwight has to stay out of foul trouble.
Played the whole first half against New York without picking up a foul.
and got roundly criticized by the New York media for not doing anything defensively. Well, I guess they're so tired of talking about the New York Knicks woes that they decided to pick on somebody else. But at least it's got to make some sense. You know, but the funny thing is, David, you can put an isolation camera on anybody, and they're going to not look like the big picture. I remember years ago they did that with Dave Callens, who was a very active center for the Boston Celtics. They put an isolation on him for about 5 minutes. Looked like he was standing still the whole time.
He was a great defender. Stan Van Gundy, an early angry timeout in the first quarter with Orlando trailing by 6. The Nets on the road off to a good start, lead the Magic 7-1. No, the Magic got a quick timeout. New Jersey leading 7-1 against the homestanding Magic. Fans, be part of an interactive Magic video at bmagic2011.com. It's your chance to put yourself in an online interactive Magic video that gives you an opportunity to win one of 3 pairs of courtside seats to the April 5th game against the Milwaukee Bucks. So just go to bmagic2011.com and become a part of the team. Put yourself in the game. Be Magic. Sellout crowd, and not much to cheer about so far, but we played less than 2 minutes of the first quarter. New Jersey comes into tonight off of a victory against Cleveland, an overtime win Wednesday night, but they've lost 4 of their last 5. However, in the month of March, they're 6-4. They played pretty good basketball prior to that 4-game losing streak as Nelson knocks down a 15-footer.
Oh, there's no question Deron Williams is a huge upgrade at the point guard position, even though Deron Williams did not shoot the ball particularly well in his 8 games. A lot of that, I'm sure, has to do something to do with his wrist, but he's going to make all the other players around him better. Oh, my.
Nets turn it over. They commit just over 14 per game. You follow the Magic, then you know that Orlando has had a lot of turnover problems of late. Cut them down a bit Wednesday against New York. Had 15 in the game. No basket. Basket interference. Howard caught it above the cylinder.
Howard, offensive basket interference.
So if it's directly above the cylinder, then the shot does not count. Circular taps his chest as if to say, my fault, Dwight. Morrow. Here's Humphries. His jumper is no good. Rebounded by Howard. Humphries has been a rebounding machine of late.
His whole game has improved. The numbers, all the numbers don't bear that out. There's the patented baseline jumper for Brandon Bass, who shoots it at a little over 50%.
Is anybody talking about Humphries for most improved player?
I think they are. You know, the problem is he's on a bad team, and he's only averaging 9 points, but he's blocking shots. He's rebounding extremely well. He's playing good, solid basketball. You know, he's number 10 in the NBA in dunks.
Great year.
Not that that would get you the 6th man of the year. Just thought it was odd. You don't think of him as a dunker, do you?
No.
Of course, Dwight's number 1. Blake Griffin of the Los Angeles Clippers, number 2.
Lopez. Little push foot. No good. Rebound Nelson. Quickly to the front court. Now the Magic settle in. 4 minutes gone in the first quarter. Howard draws a triple team. That leaves Nelson open for the jumper. Rebound Bass. He's been a terrific rebounding machine of late as well. And getting to the foul line a lot. 9 free throw attempts per game over the last 3 for Brandon Bass.
And this is basically a result of that mistaken triple team, David. You know, they're only trying to double team, but even against a double team, and you get a high percentage shot like that on the either middle of the floor or other side of the floor, his outstanding offensive rebounding opportunities, because that other team is coming out of what is basically his own defense, trying to rotate, and nobody has a body on anybody.
Orlando takes the lead for the first time, because Howard made that early free throw. Here's Farmar under the rim. Anthony Morrow, very good three-point shooter, not this time. Humphries gets an offensive rebound. Humphries cuts to the basket. There's one of those dunks.
And a nice backdoor cut by Humphries as he was being checked hard and overplayed by Brandon Bass. A couple years ago, Chris Humphries would have just stood still, not getting a lot of minutes in Toronto and other stops along the way. That time he just got beat up in the back of the head by Dwight Howard trying to block him out.
He was in Dallas earlier this year. It's hard to imagine the Mavericks not being able to utilize that big guy.
Well, you know, you got Dirk Nowitzki. You know, that's why they couldn't use Brandon Bass, other than as a backup center, which isn't all bad.
No. Bass gets a nice feed from Turkoglu. Brandon Bass has 11 points already for the Magic.
Now we're singing the praises of Chris Humphries. However, defensively, you'd have to say so far he's lost track of his man, but he's trying to help out on Dwight Howard to keep Brook Lopez out of foul trouble.
Vujacic. Oh, bad pass. Picked off by Jason Richardson. Howard's got Humphries sealed. Turns into a double team. Missed the shot. Tipped it in. First bucket for Dwight Howard. Timeout, New Jersey.
A 15-4 run by the Magic here as Dwight Howard catching 2 feet in the paint, going up to the big guys of the Nets and owning the board.
11 with 6:01 to play in the first quarter from Orlando's Amway Center. David Steele, Matt Gukas here tonight, along with Paul Kennedy, Nick Anderson, and Megan Clemente. Let's check in with Megan right now.
Thanks, Paul. I literally just plucked the girls out of their prospective spots on the court and near the fans just so we could do this quick interview. So I'm here with Mary. Mary was actually on the team with me my last 2 seasons, and she took a break and has now come back. Why did you come back for another 2 years?
Honestly, I missed it so much. From dancing, obviously, of course, but my teammates, interactions, I love them. It's like my second family. And just performing in front of a crowd, the experience that you have at the Magic is unlike anything ever. And it's awesome to be part of a great organization and to be performing and doing what I love.
Well, I can tell you that a lot of the fans missed you because that was the #1 question. Where's Magic Dancer Mary? Now I'm here with Jasmine and Sophia. Can you tell me a little bit about the Junior Magic program?
Well, it's great because these Junior Magic dancers get to see what it's like to be a Magic dancer for a game, and they get to be on the court with us and dance with us, so it's exciting for them and for us too.
Do you love it?
I love it so much, and I got to spend a day with some of the Magic dancers, learn 2 dances, and I'm actually going to perform one of the dances at halftime.
Well, we're going to keep our eye on you because in a couple years you're going to see her dancing. Back to you, David.
Okay, thanks, Megan. Throughout tonight's game, we'll be checking in with Megan Clemente with more on the Magic Dancers, and of course, inside the Magic Dancers special debuts tonight after the Nets game on Fox Sports Florida. Jordan Farmar, that's a 3, and the Nets have come out of the timeout. Wow. Scored 5 unanswered points.
Terrific execution on that first play. A little slip screen by Humphries to get his second dunk. And they have Humphries defending Dwight Howard now. And Lopez, well, he'll be with Bass when there's not a switch.
Howard out of bounds when he caught that loose ball. Richardson missed a 3. Jay Rich is in a bit of a shooting slump over the last 6 games. Only 31% three-pointers and 34% from the floor.
Well, he got shut out in the first half in New York the other night, but I thought came out and played a solid second half, scoring 12 points.
Trying to stay up with Sasha Vujacic. Howard rebound for Vujacic, miss. Nelson floats it. That's one way to get their offense in gear. Get up above the rim.
Isn't it amazing how Jay Rich always seems to wind up with his back to the basket on that little alley-oop fast break play.
Two-time slam dunk champion back in his earlier years in the NBA, but he still can get way up there. Farmar, Morrow trying to beat the clock, did not hit the rim. 24-second violation on New Jersey.
Jameer Nelson head up all the way, and Anthony Morrow falling asleep, not getting a body on Jason Richardson. Morrow, not a very sharp defender. He's out there for his three-point shooting prowess.
Gilbert Arenas has checked in for the Magic. Jason Richardson checks out. 4:11 to play in the first quarter. Turkoglu, Bass, defended by Travis Outlaw. Draws a foul. Really like the aggressiveness of Brandon Bass the last 4 games. Seems like he's creating more contact around the rim than ever before this year.
Well, not at this particular time. This is a sheer one-on-one against Travis Outlaw, but he's been the beneficiary of attention to Dwight Howard. And he's the guy that generally his man is leaving to help, and he's wide open for those little jump shots. Now the Magic tonight, without Quentin Richardson is out with an injury, so probably Jay Rich coming out early, because he'll probably come in for Hedo Turkoglu either late in this quarter or to start the second quarter.
Redick, as you saw, also in free throws again tonight. Morrow knocks down a fall-away jumper over Arenas. His first field goal. Magic lead 19-18. 3:45 to play in the first period. Arenas off the Howard screen. Rebound, Johan Petro. Petro just checked in for New Jersey, placing Lopez. No whistle, and Morrow missed the shot. Turkoglu into the lane. Rattles in. The iron is kind for Hedo Turkoglu on that shot. His first field goal tonight.
So far the Nets have not looked good defensively. However, their numbers are decent defensively for a team with only 23 wins. They're kind of in the middle of the pack. It's their offensive numbers that are so poor. Shooting percentages and points scored and all those neat little things, which usually lead to defensive problems.
So this first quarter is out of character for the Nets. They've shot 56% in the game. There are the two players missing in action for tonight, Redick and Richardson. Back spasms flaring up on cue today. Redick out again with the abdominal strain, his 8th consecutive game miss.
Depending on who's available for the Magic health-wise the rest of the way, David, if I remember correctly, didn't Stan Van Gundy rest some of his veterans, Rashard Lewis and even Dwight, in back-to-back situations coming down the last 6 or 7 games?
Yes, he did.
Which is not a bad idea.
Turkoglu switched the pass to Howard. Powerful hammer dropped by Howard. Well, that's a pretty pass from Hedo. Coming off the double-double, points and rebounds the other night.
It looks like the Nets are funneling everything to the middle, which is not a good idea. Oh my goodness.
Tough break for Humphries. Ryan Anderson rebounds.
That was about 3/4 of the way down for Humphries.
Quick three by Nelson. 1:45 to go in the quarter. The Magic 23, the Nets 20. Well, they like Morrow posting him up. I've not seen him do a lot of post up.
No. Yeah, posted on the other side against Gilbert Arenas. Yeah,
maybe that's why. Turkoglu puts this one on the money. 7 for Dwight Howard. Another assist for Hedo. That's 5 assists in the quarter for Turk. Nelson deflected it, picked up by Humphries. Anthony Morrow back to Jordan Farmar. Petro with 1 on the shot clock. Passed the ball to Travis Outlaw.
Well, Hedo Turkoglu threw one over the top of the rim earlier on an alley-oop attempt, and there was a call for a violation. But the last 2 times, beautiful feeds to Dwight to get into the dunking show here. Humphries got a couple, and Jay Rich got one on the break. Dwight finally.
Not to be outdone.
Yeah.
1 minute to go in the quarter. Howard is guarded by Johan Petro. Double team. Chris Duhon in the game. Arenas for 3. Short. Anderson tip cannot control. Brendan Wright gets the rebound. Former North Carolina Tar Heel in his 3rd year. He was involved in that Darren Williams trade coming from Golden State. Troy Murphy went out to the West Coast. Here is Uzo. Rookie from Tulsa, and the rebound swiped out of the air by Howard. White's got 7 points, 6 rebounds in the first quarter. The Magic play for the final shot of the period.
And the Nets have a foul to give here. So
Turkoglu bounces it to Howard. No basket, but a foul. Boy, Avery Johnson is really upset. He was up at midcourt yelling now to Travis Outlaw. In other words, get that foul on Turkoglu.
Yeah.
And his team couldn't execute what he wanted.
And because they had a foul to give, and you don't want to give it on an attempted shot. You know, David, I'm wondering if in the playoffs we're going to start to see teams, because again the margin for error, so to speak, or the margin of victory or defeat is so slim, even amongst the best teams, that in these end of quarter situations where you'll see some fouling of bad free throw shooters to put them on the line to get that extra, like that time they could have taken 2 fouls, say on Dwight Howard, put him on the line, and the Nets would have gotten the last possession. So they missed that opportunity. They would have the first possession of the second quarter. Possessions are worth like 1.1 points per possession. You got to use them wisely.
Bring up a good point. Uzo driving shot, no good at the horn. He got him looked though, didn't he? From coast to coast. So that's the end of the first quarter. The Magic trailed early, 7-1. Dave Van Gundy got his timeout. Team refocused, came out, took the lead. Now they're up by 5 at the end of 1 period from the Amway Center. The Magic lead the Nets 25-20. On Fox Sports Florida is brought to you by Southeast Toyota. Visit your local Toyota dealer today for great deals on the amazing lineup of Toyota vehicles. Toyota, moving forward. We're back on this fabulous Friday night in Central Florida. Friday Night Magic from Orlando. The Magic lead the Nets 25-20. Our Toyota trend for tonight: Magic defense in the Stan Van Gundy era. His first year as head coach, the Magic ranked 11th in defensive efficiency, and then first, and this year number 3, behind only Boston and Chicago. So the Magic have been a consistently outstanding defensive team.
Well, Dwight Howard was good when he was 18 years old coming into the NBA. Petro sends Brandon Bass away, but obviously with experience, Dwight Howard has gotten better and better.
2-time reigning defensive player of the year. Travis Outlaw. Offensive rebound for Brendan Wright. Anderson had it, lost it, still scrambling for it, and a foul on Brendan Wright.
Well, the Magic with 14 of their 25 points in the paint in that first quarter. So they're on track to get 56 points in the paint. How's that? That's pretty good.
That would be a lot. They might do it tonight, though.
Well, if the Nets keep playing as soft as they are defensively and opening up the middle of the lane, that's Avery Johnson. One of the things he changed the whole culture when he took over in Dallas for Don. Even Hito's chuckling. He obviously did not intend to bank that. Guys always feel embarrassed when that happens. It's like when you're playing tennis and you get the little one that goes over the net. What do they call it? Net court?
I call it just a regular shot for me. Duhan has it poked out of bounds by Petro. So where were you going with it on Nelson?
Oh, Avery Johnson taking over for Nelly in Dallas. You know, the Dallas Mavericks under Nelly were always a wide open, free-flowing, high-scoring team. And as soon as Avery Johnson took over, he changed the whole mindset. Basically by slowing down the tempo, but they were putting up very solid defensive numbers when he was coaching the Mavericks.
Nets have the 25th pace offense in the NBA, 25 out of 30 teams.
Hey, that usually helps the defense.
Ben Uzoh, 4 years at Tulsa with the basketball. He's going to get a lot of minutes tonight, you would think, with injuries to Darren Williams and Sunday out of games. When you talk about a tough luck franchise, they signed Sunday out of game basically because he had a passport. Darren Williams got hurt, and he would be able to go to England for a couple of games. And then he got hurt, I think, the second game that he was a part of their team. Arenas scrambling with the basketball. It's out of bounds back to the Magic, but Gaines was not only signed for the remainder of this year, but also for all of next year.
Isn't that kind of life, though? Being in the right place at the right time?
Absolutely.
Look at Travis Outlaw out there. The Nets were out there trying to sell free agents, big name free agents, on coming to their team, couldn't land them. And then, this was the year before, they got Travis Outlaw. And because they couldn't get any free agents, and they wound up giving him a boatload of money just because they had it.
Jason Richardson finishing with the left hand at the rim. Duhan, Arenas, Richardson, Bass, and Anderson on the floor for the Magic, with Howard on the bench. Outlaw shot is no good. Rebound, Arenas. Arenas going coast to coast. Richardson. Rebound right.
Nice running screen and transition by Brandon Bass. Got away with a moving screen just by running slow enough for Gilbert to cut right off his back and make that nice pass, even though the Magic didn't get the basket.
That's goaltending. Outlaw count the basket for Richardson. Manny, how is this for offensive inefficiency? New Jersey's last 14 possessions, 9 missed field goals and 5 turnovers.
That's not good.
That's not good. And Avery Johnson has seen quite enough. 8:52 to go in the quarter. The Magic lead is 11. After the Magic Nets game, making its premiere on Fox Sports Florida, just after the ball game concludes in high definition. What it's like to be a Magic dancer, what it's like to make the team. Megan Clemente standing by with the dancer right now. Megan, take it away.
David, I literally just pulled them off the court. They're still out of breath. How did the routine go?
It was amazing. That one is so much fun. It was awesome.
Well, I thought you guys did a great job. Now, Lindsay, I think a lot of people think that if you're in Orlando, you audition to be a Magic dancer, but you actually came from pretty far. What was your story?
I graduated from school at Florida State in May in Tallahassee, and I was there for a couple months, and I had been working to audition for the Magic, and I traveled to Orlando to do the pre-audition classes, and I was commuting back and forth to get ready for this audition, and then once I made the team, I packed up and I made the team. I found an apartment I made the team on a Friday, found an apartment on Saturday, and moved in 2 weeks.
Well, congratulations. We like having you on board. Back to you, David.
All right, thanks, Megan. Stay tuned tonight after the game. More on the Magic dancers as the Magic force yet another New Jersey turnover. A 10-0 run for Orlando. And that's 15 wasted possessions now in a row for New Jersey. Bass called for traveling. Humphries pulled the chair out from under him.
And Avery Johnson will quickly get Jordan Farmar back on the floor, who has a sense of running the offense and can pass the ball a little bit.
In for New Jersey, number 2, Jordan
They had,
Farmer.
I don't even think, he didn't even come in for, oh yeah, he did come in for Ben Uzo.
Uzo came out of the game. Uzo was in the D-League last week. Jordan Farmar bounces it to Outlaw. And a basket good for Outlaw. The foul on the Magic. So that breaks the dry spell for New Jersey. Going back to the 2:56 mark in the first quarter. And last points scored. Ryan Anderson picks up the foul.
Boy, David, it's on any level of basketball. I don't care what you're talking about. You can go down to the biddy league. You can go to 5th graders, junior high, high school, college, pro. If you don't have at least one, but really now in the NBA, you got to have 2 or 3 guys that can make plays. Well, it doesn't necessarily have to be a point guard, but somebody that can initiate offense, draw defense, and make it a simple pass.
That's what Arenas just did, an easy pass after the penetration dribble to Ryan Anderson.
That's why
Orlando's first 3 of the game.
That's why Hedo Turkoglu is so valuable to the Magic.
Outlaw he's been a Magic killer
in Portland
throughout his career.
And had an outstanding game. The first time we saw the Nets, he had a terrific shooting game.
He did. 17 and 20 in the first 2 games against Orlando. Arenas just mishandles the dribble, picked up by Outlaw. Vujacic cross court to Farmar. Orlando's now committed 6 turnovers. New Jersey 9. Lopez draws a double team. Farmar slapped away by Arenas. Outlaw with a powerful cut to the bucket. 6 points for Travis Outlaw.
Jordan Farmar coming off that bench. He's had some nice years being a backup point guard to Derek Fisher with the Lakers, but he realizes Dwight Howard's not in the game, so he's taking the ball to the basket.
Anderson lets it fly. The former net drills a back-to-back 3.
Excellent touch pass by Jason Richardson. Boy, the ball barely touched his hands as he swung it right into the tee for Ryan.
Ryan's rookie year spent with the New Jersey Nets. They drafted him out of Cal. Rebound Bass. Approaching midway point of the first half.
For some reason, David, they like the E, G, and Leon more. Or at least a couple of people in their front office did. What were they watching every day in practice?
No idea. Anderson has been a great addition to the Magic. Vujacic way off on the 3. There's Humphries with an offensive rebound and a foul on Bass. Number 1 on Brandon Bass. But Orlando leads by 11. 5:53 to play in the first.
Grow a mustache, go buy a fake one, fake beard, wear that to the games. The ladies paint the fingernails blue and white for Magic colors. That'll be cool. You know, we need all the support going into the playoffs. So we're looking forward to it.
That was Dwight Howard earlier today talking about apparently the Magic's team pledge to grow their facial hair as a signal of unity through the playoffs. And Dwight asking fans to do something similar. So Dwight's getting set for the postseason, Matty. Got the little mustache going there, a little Fu Manchu perhaps.
Which he's had at various times throughout his early 20s, but I don't know about the full beard. I don't know if he can do that.
I'm not sure about that either. A couple of other young guys on the team you wonder about as well. 3-point shot, Outlaw, no good. Rebound, Howard. Daniel Orton has expressed a little concern about it.
It's good to see Daniel expressing concern about it.
Gilbert Arenas, first field goal tonight for the 29-year-old veteran, 3-time All-Star back with Washington. Orlando lead now by 13. That's their biggest lead of the game. Magic winners of 4 straight, knocking off the Knicks on Wednesday night, 110-99. Outlaw.
They slowed it now. Got off to a sluggish start. hit a few in a row now.
You know, in 13 games against the Magic, he shoots 52% from the field and 54% threes in his career. Arenas, rebound Outlaw. Howard checked back during the timeout. Now Turkoglu was at the scorer's table. Here's Outlaw again, good again. 10 points in the second quarter for Travis Outlaw.
All since I said he was very lucky and is overpaid. He's gone on a tear.
Sometimes I wonder if these opposing players, they have a receiver in their ear.
I think they do. They hear, and then that changes their whole game.
To our ball of the game.
I don't think you wanted that.
Turkoglu is back for the Magic, along with Nelson. That foul was on Farmar, number 1 on him. Anthony Morrow checks back in for Vujacic. Morrow out of Georgia Tech. Vujacic picked up in a trade with the Lakers back in mid-December. Farmar is matched up with Nelson. Anderson, three-point shot is short. Outlaw touched it last. 4:02 to play in a quarter. That's a hold on Outlaw. Had a handful of Hedo Turkoglu's jersey as Hedo tried to cut from one side of the floor to the other. Number 2 on Travis Outlaw.
And the Nets have switched back, putting Lopez on Dwight Howard, which is tough for Brook because he's not a real good defender, because there's no way he could chase Ryan Anderson out at the three-point line. So Chris Humphries has him. You know, Lopez is so close to being a better than average center in the league. Guy that's capable of scoring 20 a game. He doesn't rebound nearly enough. He should be easily a double-figure rebounder. To block a couple of shots.
Only averages 6 rebounds a game. But Humphries has been gobbling up all their rebounds lately. Not leaving anything for anybody else. But he does average 20 a game. He's got a lot of skill offensively.
Yeah, because he can shoot the jumper, and he's got some decent shots around the basket. But Darren Williams will make him better. I mean, put him in a pick and roll, pick and pop, and he'll get a lot of good scoring opportunities. But he's the only one, Brook Lopez, that can make himself a more effective individual and team defender.
Now looking at Darren Williams on the bench, you wonder what's going through his mind.
Oh boy,
as he approaches a year when he can sign with anybody at the end of this year. The Nets desperately want to keep him. Well, that is a difficult shot by Jordan Farmar.
That's probably one of the most surprising trades at the trade deadline in a long, long time.
Came out of nowhere.
Yeah. I mean, obviously there was some things going on with Darren Williams and Jerry Sloan, which is you just don't do that in the Utah organization. So that obviously soured a lot of people in Utah.
That Morrow 3 makes it a 5-point game. But despite New Jersey's horrible play for about 5 minutes of this second quarter, they're still in the game. Stan Van Gundy is upset once again. His team lead cut from 13 down to 5. Amway Center, Friday night Magic here in Orlando. The Orlando Magic lead the Nets by 5. 2:53 to go in the second quarter. FoxSportsFlorida.com has the latest news about all your favorite Florida sports teams. Log on for post-game video and analysis from tonight's game, plus post-game from the Lightning game, and get an update from the Grapefruit League headquarters. Log on to FoxSportsFlorida.com. MagicDancersWorldWide.com. Eastern Conference standings. The Bulls 1 game ahead of the Celtics. 2.5 games ahead of the Heat. The Magic 3.5 behind Miami. And that race for the Southeast Division title. The Atlanta Hawks fading, but still 2.5 games ahead of Philadelphia. And Atlanta wins the tiebreaker with Philly. They're about, I think, 4 or 5 games ahead of Philadelphia in terms of conference record. And they're 2-2 against the Sixers head-to-head. So it's likely that Orlando will play Atlanta in the first round, but mathematically, Philadelphia is still in the picture.
Philadelphia is playing very sound basketball after a 3-13 start to the year. They've been just getting better and better, getting contributions from a lot of different people. That's a key game for them tonight down in Miami. Improbable that they would upset the Heat down there, but if they do, the Sixers, that'll certainly be an unexpected win for them.
Number 27.
Get a report from Paul Kennedy.
All right, David, Matty stand during the huddle. During the huddle, predictable, you would think. 13-point advantage down to 5. He says, we always seem to do this. We get up and we give it away. He says, just one time tonight, can we just stick it to somebody? New Jersey Nets, have some urgency, get back on defense. Fear the beard, that's the rallying cry. You notice Stan Van Gundy tonight is sporting a goatee, so he didn't shave everything off today. Maybe he's slowly buying in to the rallying cry. David?
Well, I tell you what, Paul, I think it'll be great. It'll be fun if it happens, but I'm going to wait. I'm going to have to see a lot of facial hair before I get on board, because I haven't seen too much yet. What are your thoughts on that?
I agree with you.
We'll see what happens. Howard makes both free throws. Hey, by the way, Darren Williams, I made a comment about his contract. He can't opt out until the end of next year. He's property of the Nets, at least that long. That's an offensive foul on Jordan Farmar.
Offensive foul number 2, Jordan Farmar.
Well, aren't the Nets expecting to be in Brooklyn 2 seasons from now?
That's correct.
Well, that'll put a whole different light on it. Because right now, their situation in Newark is not a pretty one. It's not going to attract anybody, but there are going to be some free agents that are left behind, and that's probably who New Jersey will get. And they figure to get a decent draft choice.
It's pretty good defense by Johan Petro, muscling Howard, shoving him out of his favorite area. Farmar gives it to Morrow. Humphries, short on the jumper, deflected by Howard to Richardson. Jason Richardson. Holding foul on Humphries. His first. That'll put Dwight back at the line.
His first penalty situation. Dwight Howard shooting 2.
Avery Johnson barking at the officials on that last call. Here's tonight's Papa John's tip of the game. Get a large hearty Italian meats or spinach Alfredo pizza for just $11 each. Howard at the line tonight is 4 of 9.
Came in, David, in the last 2 games, 21 for 25 from the line.
11 of 13 against the Knicks.
I don't know if Dwight's had a better 2-game stretch in free throw shooting throughout his career than 21 for 25.
Orlando's lead was cut to 5. Now it's back to 8. Petro.
Well, he had his mind made up, didn't he?
Yeah.
That was going up no matter what.
He made 1 already from that spot. He's working hard for position against Howard. Turkoglu passed up a 3 to give an opportunity to Ryan Anderson. Good decision. Third 3-pointer for the former Net, Ryan Anderson.
We've seen that on a few occasions so far in this first half where the Magic are making that extra pass, and it's looking a lot better. Ball not getting stuck. Consequently, the good shooters are getting their shots in rhythm.
Hedo Turkoglu has had a lot to do with that. 6 assists for Turk in the first half. And Anderson now with 9 points in the game, all on three-pointers. That's no big surprise. Ryan, 67% of his field goal attempts are from beyond the arc. Loves the three ball and is a very good three-point shooter. There's the extra pass by Turkoglu.
This is like a different era with the teams double-teaming Dwight on the catch. Most teams, they just don't do it anymore. They'll wait for one dribble and then come. But it really makes it a lot easier on your op. That's why teams don't do it.
Well, we've seen the entire array of defensive philosophy against Dwight Howard this year, haven't we?
We have, and the one that seems to give opponents the best chance to win, at least the better teams, is the single coverage on Dwight. Give up the 35 or so, and take away the Jameer Nelson, Hedo Turkoglu penetration.
For Jordan Farmar.
Farmar's got 2 threes tonight, 8 points in the game.
I have a feeling, David, in the playoffs, Dwight will see the whole kitchen sink. We'll see a little bit of everything. Nice.
What athleticism. Howard being ridden out of the lane. Still so athletic. Finishing the play. The Magic by 10. Anthony Morrow. Floater no good. Howard grabs the rebound. His 8th. Hedo taking 2 for 1. Rebound, New Jersey.
Problem is, there's only going to be 1 second differential.
George Farmar handles it against Arenas. Outlaw comes out high to set a screen. Off of Petro and out of bounds.
Yeah, see, there's a situation, David, where the Magic could have committed other than the fact that they're not in the penalty, they would have taken 2 fouls. But, if the Nets are going to leave a bad foul shooter like Johan Petro on the floor, he's 6 for 16 on the year, foul him and put him on the line, and now you get the last possession.
I think you make an outstanding point. We'll probably see that in the playoffs.
The score at the end of the half is your Orlando Magic 48.
Especially teams trying to defend Dwight Howard. That's the end of the first half. And Orlando with a double-digit lead against the Nets. 48-38 is our score. Let's check in with Paul Kennedy.
And with the man that got Orlando off to this terrific start, Brandon Bass scored 11 of the first 14, 12 already. What was key to you getting going early in this game?
I just think my teammates getting me the ball when I was open tonight. That's what got me with open shots, and I was lucky enough to hit them.
Now the game plan appears to be you and Dwight inside. The Nets have a real problem there. You two are dominating in the interior. What was your thought coming in, and what do you take to the second half?
Well, we always want to play inside out. That's what we did, early on, and that's what led to our success. So we just want to keep doing that.
With 10 games to go, it's more about playing to your standard than who the opponent is. Would you agree?
Yes, sir. Stan talked to us earlier about playing to our level or better, and that's what we want to do each and every night.
Well done in the first half. Thank you, Brandon.
Thanks, I appreciate it.
A dozen for him, David.
Yeah, the Magic, pretty good first half. A little up and down. However, they take a double-digit lead into the locker room, and they hold the Nets to only 38 points and 41% shooting in the opening 12 minutes or 24 minutes of basketball. Orlando 48, New Jersey 38. We'll be back in just a moment. Magic Basketball on Fox Sports Florida is brought to you by your Central Florida Buick GMC dealers and by Metro PCS, wireless for all. Friday Night Magic from Orlando. The Orlando Magic with a 10-point lead over the New Jersey Nets, 48-38. Terrific defensive first half. Manny, we talked defense. regarding the Magic, and they did play some outstanding defense in the first half. And the big guys, Dwight Howard and Brandon Bass, very tough matchup for the Nets tonight.
Well, Brandon Bass is really taking advantage of his opportunities on the front line playing with Dwight Howard, because the other team's big man is always looking to shade towards Dwight, always looking to help, will come in double team, and that's going to leave Brandon Bass either that short little jump shot, which is his shot, and it's a 50% shot. Teams don't necessarily want to do that, but it also leaves Brandon Bass some offensive rebounding chances. Dwight had it going from the first possession when he made a lightning quick move on Brook Lopez to draw a couple of free throws, and then just finally got into the wave of dunks that we saw in that first quarter, and a very strong half once again. And this is becoming a regular event between Dwight Howard and Brandon Bass.
They combined for 25 points and 11 rebounds in the first half. Bad news, as reported by Paul Kennedy a moment ago, a sprained left knee for Jameer Nelson, and we will not see Nelson for the remainder of tonight's game. You look at the scoring leaders, Howard and Bass in double digits. And Gilbert Arenas starts the second half for the Magic. Arenas matched up with Jordan Farmar. Vujacic moves in, shoots a 2, and cuts the lead to 8. Vujacic, first point since the first quarter.
And the first shot that has looked good leaving his hand. Some of those threes that he was taking, he did make one, but were kind of rushed.
Richardson enters the ball to Howard. Arenas, top of the arc. Now moves into the lane. Floats it in. No, he missed it with the left hand.
I can't remember a game, David, where the middle of the paint has been so inviting to Magic players. It's almost like they can't believe their eyes that they're.
You're right. Yeah. Surprised when they get in there. Howard cuts off Lopez. The shot clock is at 4.
Oh boy.
Traveling on Jordan Farmar. That was going to be a 24-second violation. It would have been their third of the night.
Yeah, I was going to say, you don't normally see 3 of them. Now, they're a slow-tempo team. No question about that. But they weren't even close to getting a shot. It took them forever to swing the ball and get that screen from Humphries. Nice look inside for Jay Rich.
Turkler's got 7 assists. Tonight when Nelson is not available, Turkler might have the ball in his hands quite a bit if this game stays close. And that's a big if right now. Shot clock ticking down again. Humphries just does get rid of it, knocks it in.
Chris Humphries.
8 points for Chris Humphries.
I think Humphries would have a chance at most improved player if he was scoring a little bit more. You don't see too many guys who average 9 points a game get that award, but there's no question his overall game has improved. And that's why he's playing a lot of minutes for New Jersey.
26 years old, Humphries in his 7th year out of Minnesota. Gilbert Arenas tried to save it, but picked up by New Jersey. Humphries out to Anthony Morrow. Long rebound, pulled in by Turkler.
Boy, Morrow has missed some wide open three-point shots.
Bass goes baseline on Lopez. Timeout, New Jersey. Avery Johnson not happy with his team's defensive play. Bass now with 14 points in the game. Too quick for Lopez. Beats him to the baseline and reverses the shot in. Well, the Magic have had a double-digit lead for much of this basketball game, but the Nets keeping it connected. 9:20 to go here in the third quarter. Next up, how would you like to go back to New York City, Matt Kukas? Because it doesn't matter whether you want to or not. We're heading that way on Sunday for a Monday night game against the New York Knicks. Second time in 5 nights. Now, this is the makeup game from early November when debris was falling from Madison Square Garden ceiling. The game was postponed until March the 28th. So that's our next game. You can watch it on Sun Sports in high definition. See if the Magic can sweep the Knicks 4-0 on the year.
Well, I have a feeling we'll see a better performance from Amar'e Stoudemire. Clearly his poorest offensive game of the year.
3 for Anthony Morrow.
13 points, season low.
6 for 20 from the field.
Morrow's 3 cuts the lead to 7. Arenas starting the second half due to a knee injury to Jameer Nelson in the first half. Jason Richardson bombs in a 3. His first 3 in the game. Magic were only 3 of 13 from beyond the arc in the first half. New Jersey was 4 of 8. And Morrow gets an easy basket.
He's been their best post player. Little skinny guy.
He spent more time in there than anybody else has. Pass is guarded by Farmar. Cross-court Richardson. Now Arenas. No good. Rebound Humphries. 7 rebounds for Chris Humphries, averaging about 16 per game in their last 12. Farmar tracked by Howard. Morrow shooting again, another 3. And a timeout for the Magic.
Every time Anthony Morrow makes a 3-point shot, it seems Stan Van Gundy calls a timeout. I don't think he minds him posting up and getting layups. He does not want to give him those open 3-pointers.
On this Friday night, the Magic lead by 5 after the 3-point field goal made by Anthony Morrow. The Nets, who are 5 of 7 from the floor in the quarter. Now the 2011-2012 season tickets are now on sale for the Magic. Orlando Magic an elite NBA team, more than 100 consecutive sellouts. What are you waiting for? Don't miss out on your chance to be there. Enjoy exclusive season ticket holder benefits, priority access to playoff games, significant savings off gate ticket prices, and more. Visit OrlandoMagic.com or call 866-362-6484. Be sure to secure your plan. Be Magic. Well, we're down to 10 games left, 9 after tonight in the regular season. Here's our Southern Ford dealers road ahead the next 5 at New York and Atlanta Monday and Wednesday of next week. Back home to face Charlotte 1 week from tonight. Then at Toronto on Sunday, home against Milwaukee as we ping-pong through the final 2.5 weeks of the NBA schedule. Let's see what the Magic get coming out of the timeout. Brandon Bass out top to Turkoglu with the shot clock at 4. Hedo firing. 3-point shot for Turk. He has not been looking for his shot tonight. He's deferred to his teammates, but when he had to have it, he knocked that one down at the buzzer.
Yeah, and the one thing the Nets, and well, of course, are hanging around for a couple of reasons. Jameer Nelson not able to start this third quarter or be available in this second half because of the injured knee, but the Magic are letting the Nets control the tempo. And it's a slogging kind of half-court game. As good as the Magic defense is, it's the one limitation that they have. They don't force a lot of turnovers, they don't get a lot of steals, and they don't get after people in a pressing situation, full court, three-quarter court, or even half court. Kind of just contained. 9 rebounds now for Humphries. That was a tough one in traffic. He and Dwight are both averaging a little over 16 turnovers, I should say 16 rebounds a game in this month.
That's pretty good company for Humphries to be keeping. Dwight is averaging in the month of March 22.5 points and 16.2 rebounds per game. Turkoglu with a big answer as the Nets should again cut the lead to 6. Orlando cannot elude New Jersey so far tonight. Biggest lead was 13 back in the first half. Farmar for 3. Boy, they are shooting the 3 much better than normal. 7 of 11 for a team that shoots 34%, 24th in the NBA.
And I mentioned that in the beginning, David, when they do win games, it's because they shoot the 3 very well. When they lose, it's because they shoot it very poorly.
New Jersey had numbers and no Dwight Howard to protect the rim, so that's a smart foul by Jason Richardson.
And Farmar is saying that as he was getting hit, he was throwing the ball up from beyond the arc. Wanted 3 free throws, won't get it.
5-point game again. 5.5 to play in the third quarter. Sasha Vujacic defended by Turkoglu.
Farmar having to work very hard. He had just given Avery Johnson an eye roll when he called that play. He's a little winded right now.
Chris Duhon is in the game now for the Magic, replacing Gilbert Arenas. Offensive foul with Brook Lopez. Head snapping back a little bit farther with every move of Dwight Howard. Personal foul number 2 on Dwight.
And Lopez just can't get anything going at all at the offensive end. Really not even giving him the ball. Using Farmar at the 2, and he's exhausted running off all the screens. But the way Vujacic is shooting, they'd rather him just make the pass and let Farmar take his chance. My goodness.
I think Howard got a block for that one. Dwight Howard got a hand on that attempted jumper by Vujacic with the shot clock ticking down again. Orlando up by only 3 with 4:39 to play in the quarter. No Redick, no Quentin Richardson, and now the Magic playing the second half without Jameer Nelson. Chris Duhon. Brandon Bass. Rebounded by Morrow, and here come the Nets. Farmar using a Lopez screen. Bass is on Lopez. Now Humphries. Knocked away by Duhon. Shot clock is still ticking on New Jersey. Humphries with a shot clock at 1. Clobbered to the floor by Howard. And another 24-second violation on New Jersey.
I have never played rugby, and I don't think I've ever watched rugby. David, that's my idea of rugby.
Scrum-like basketball. Oh. Good hustle by a lot of individuals. That's both Farmar and Duhon on the floor. I think you got to give Howard another block, don't you?
Sure. Why not?
Duhon way strong off the backboard. Now the Nets again with the ball. Farmar rejected by Howard and saved in play by Dwight Howard. Hedo Turkoglu using a Howard screen. Richardson for 3. Got it. Jay Rich bangs it in from the right corner. Timeout, New Jersey. Jason Richardson with a pair of 3s in the quarter. Orlando trying to maintain the advantage over the Nets. Howard way up for that block and able to keep the ball in play.
Well, Hedo doing a terrific job of initiating offense, ball movement. Once again, we saw that in the first quarter. Touch passes from the big guys and the little guys.
Well, while we've got a moment, let me remind you that Sunday NASCAR on Fox moves to California, where Jimmy Johnson will try to defend his title, take home his third checkered flag in the last 4 races on that track. Coverage of the Auto Club 400 powered by Coca-Cola begins Sunday with a pre-race show delivered by Pizza Hut at 2:30 p.m. Eastern, 11:30 a.m. Pacific in high definition on Fox. Magic led by 10 when the quarter began. The lead is now 6. New Jersey has shot the ball very well in the quarter, 8 for 13, while the Magic are only 6 for 14. But a couple of three-point shots by Jason Richardson enabling Orlando to maintain the advantage against the visiting Nets.
Hedo Turkoglu has been keeping this lead for the Magic, just not only with a couple of shots, but keeping the ball moving, making some nice scoring passes. But at some point, Hedo's going to need a breather here. And that's going to put a lot of heat on Chris Duhon and or Gilbert Arenas. And we've seen those players have some turnover problems in the past, but this New Jersey team is not a ball club that forces a lot of turnover. So if they come, they'll be of the unforced variety.
Is that Robin Williams?
Of course. Mrs. Doubtfire.
On the Celebrity Watch at the Amway Center on a Friday night. If Robin Williams has a double, that guy's him.
That's him.
They say everybody has a double, you know.
They say? Who are they?
Whoever they are. Orlando by 6, and New Jersey with the ball. Lopez, boy, his outside touch has been very good tonight. Hadn't gotten anything around the basket against Dwight Howard.
Yeah, that's why, you know, he's at his best when he's mixing it up. When he runs some pick and pops, kind of draws Dwight away from the basket, and then he can go inside. That's when he's had his better scoring games. It's when he strictly goes inside and Dwight just slaps everything away. It's when he has all kinds of problems.
Quentin Ross has checked in. He played briefly late in the first half for New Jersey.
He's a defensive specialist, and he'll have the assignment with Hedo Turkoglu.
Duhon is left open for the 3. It's no good. And a foul on New Jersey. Travis Outlaw.
Number 21, Travis Outlaw.
Gets number 3. Only the second team foul on New Jersey in the period. This game sandwiched in between a pair of games against the New York Knicks. Against a 23-47 New Jersey net team. Hedo Turkoglu, well defended by Ross. Duhon for 3 again. He's going to have a lot of good looks because New Jersey is not going to put pressure on him when he shoots the ball. Farmar inside to Humphries, wide open for the dunk. It's a 2-point game. 10 points for Chris Humphries.
And the air, such as it is, has been taken out of the building. The crowd is silent. Magic are flat.
3 seconds on Howard. Orlando's offense way out of sync.
When's the last time Dwight has got one of those pocket passes from the top of the key? It's been a long time. That's why he was in there so long. He had Lopez on his back.
Let's have a chance to tie or take the lead. Farmar using a Lopez screen. Out to Ross. Now Lopez challenged by Howard. No place to go, but a reach in by Dwight. Lopez will go to the line. A very good free throw shooter and a chance to tie the game. The shot clock was at 2.
Yeah, Dwight had been playing terrific individual defense there on Lopez, sliding, moving his feet. Kind of leveling off Lopez, not letting him turn the corner, and then just couldn't take his hand out of the cookie jar at the last second. Thing is, Dwight will get some steals. The last few games, he's had 4 steals in 2 of them. And he does strip guys when they bring the ball down low, but Dwight is not a guy that can afford to pick up cheap fouls like that.
We are tied at 63. New Jersey has come from a 13-point deficit by 10 at the half. Ross defending Hedo Turkoglu. Hedo falling away over Lopez, rattles it in. Boy, that's tough. A big time shot.
Tough shot, and Quentin Ross down and shaking a little bit. Teammates had to pick him up. Could have had an 8-second violation.
Very close.
I think he took a shot in the face from Dwight Howard on that screen.
Another shot clock situation for New Jersey. I think they're getting difficult to track, but I believe that's 5 or 6 24-second violations on New Jersey.
And they've had good challenges, thrown up a couple of shots just to beat the 24-second clock.
But only a 2-point lead for the Magic with 1:08 to play in the quarter. And the foul on Farmar. That's only their 3rd foul of the quarter. Their first in the final 2 minutes. Avery Johnson's going to get Farmar out of the game, give him a couple of minutes of breather at the end of the quarter, perhaps early in the 4th quarter, but then Farmar most certainly will be back very quickly.
And if Stan wants to run those high screens at the elbows, we want to give Hedo a possession off here as far as handling the ball, because Ross is hounding him pretty well. He made a very tough shot last time on that fadeaway from the right baseline.
Arenas and Duhon are a combined 1 of 14 from the floor, and they're going to have to play the 4th quarter. And the jump ball is called as Arenas is able to tie up Morrow with 13 on the shot clock.
You know, you can live with the missed shots, and you don't like them, but the thing that you can't live with is the turnovers. As long as they take care of the ball and get a shot up at the glass, you give Dwight Howard a crack at a second shot opportunity. I assume a 20-second timeout being called, or a blood stoppage for blood. Oh, okay. But the Nets are going to use it as a 20-second timeout.
Avery Johnson, the head coach for New Jersey, but Larry Krystkowiak, I've noticed, does a lot of coaching down there. He is a very active, involved assistant coach for Avery. Larry, former Magic player, former head coach at the University of Montana as well.
And the Milwaukee Bucks.
And the Bucks, correct. So the Nets very much in this game with 39 seconds to go in the 3rd quarter. Coming off an overtime victory against Cleveland, the Magic winners with 4 straight. This could be a classic trap game for the Magic. You look at it on the schedule, and it looks like it is working out that way unless they can really turn it on in the 4th quarter. And without Jameer Nelson, could be an interesting finish here tonight. Morrow will jump against Gilbert Arenas. Gilbert got the tip. Let's see if the Magic can control. They cannot. Uzo got the loose ball. Rookie from Tulsa. Bad pass picked off by Arenas. Duhon bounces it cross court. Turkoglu tried to dunk. It didn't go in, but he is fouled on the play by Ross.
Foul number 13, Quentin Ross.
A good idea by Hedo. Not that he dunks the ball all that often, but was moving at a pretty rapid clip, was expecting contact, and wanted to throw it down there. And it went. Oh, he got blocked by the rim a little bit. He will hear about that from at least one of his teammates.
No doubt. I think we all know which one.
In for the Nets, number 2, Jordan Farmar.
Turkoglu missing the first. Well, Avery Johnson couldn't leave Uzo in there even for the final minute. Farmar is back after that turnover by the rookie.
It's such a big jump from the D-League to the NBA as far as speed of the game, quickness, athleticism, all that kind of stuff. It's a big jump. Hedo grimacing again.
I was just going to say.
The apparent right elbow.
The elbow's bothering him after that dunk attempt. He got 1 out of 2. The Magic with a 3-point lead. New Jersey will have the final possession of the quarter if they want. Johan Petro checked in as well for the Nets as Farmar comes to the front court. Duhan is on Farmar. Clock is down inside of 10. Farmar still dribbling. Farmar gives to Morrow. Long jumper is no good at the horn. That would have been a 3 for New Jersey. But the Magic will take a 3-point lead into the final period. Orlando 66, the Nets 63. Well, the Nets controlling the third quarter. They've made a game of it. We're headed to the fourth with Orlando leading 66-63. Thanks for tuning in tonight on Fox Sports Florida. David Steele, Matt Guokas. Don't forget, after the game, Inside the Magic, the Dancers here on Fox Sports Florida. But, Manny, first, Magic have a lot of work to do to get a win here tonight.
Well, first of all, the Nets are playing this incredibly slow tempo. You know, the Magic lead the NBA in holding their opponent to less than 100 points here on the home floor. 19 times. For sure it's going to be 20 unless this goes into quintuple overtime. Because I don't think the Nets can score 37 points. Even nobody was guarding them. But problem is the Magic have to just make sure they score one more than New Jersey.
They'd be in survival mode before it's all over up here tonight. Howard rebounds the missed shot by Petro.
That'll help as long as they have Petro launching jumpers.
There's a turnover by Arenas. Duhan, good hustle though, and Arenas floats it down inside to Howard, who was fouled by Anthony Morrow. Quentin Ross shaken up late in that third quarter. Nets trainer Tim Walsh taking a look at him.
Yeah, he's like a boxer that took one on the button when he ran into that Dwight Howard pick. So Marquise Daniels is going to have surgery for his spinal injury.
Strange injury, wasn't it?
It was with Gilbert Arenas,
yeah,
right?
It was. And it didn't look like all that much contact on the play.
No, but
just hit him wrong. Howard 5 of 11 at the free throw line. Missed both. Rebound New Jersey. Still just a 3-point lead for the Magic. Doing just about everything they can to keep New Jersey in the game. Farmar splits the double team. Jump shot by Outlaw is short. Rebound is taken by the Nets. Petro. Vujacic, no good. Rebound Farmar. Nets pull it back out. Farmar inside, and Brendan Wright puts it in.
Pretty nice possession there by Jordan Farmar. Made a lot of nice plays, including another offensive rebound to give the Nets 3 whacks at it. I think Brian Anderson knocked that first one away from Dwight Howard. Here's a shove on Dwight Howard by Johan Petro.
Howard had inside position. Petro pushed him in the back. His team second personal foul.
Hedo Turkoglu is getting his breather here for, I think, as long as the score is manageable for Stan Van Gundy. That's way, oh my goodness.
Arenas is 1 for 12. Here's Vujacic, and the Nets take the lead. Sasha Vujacic with his second 3 tonight. 68-66 New Jersey, 2 minutes into the quarter.
Now Gilbert's not going to get an easier layup than that one. He just didn't have any lift.
Oh, Anderson with no conscience. 4 threes tonight for the youngster from Cal. That was a big one to put Orlando back into the lead. Vujacic closed down by Arenas. Outlaw. Tracked by Howard. Jumper blocked by Richardson. Beautiful offensive play. Jason to the front court. Arenas enters it to Howard. Petro defending. Howard backing in, trying to get set, stripped away and out of bounds off of Howard. And no foul called against Johan Petro.
I think he was trying to commit a foul at the last moment here after Dwight backed him underneath the basket. He got all ball, though, on that looked like on the strip. That's where Dwight is picking up most of his turnovers throughout this month, is when he catches the ball outside the lane and then puts it on the floor and tries to somehow or other get to the basket.
Orlando as a team has committed 11 turnovers tonight. New Jersey 17.
Now, when Dwight catches it there, even if he doesn't make the field goal, he will get free throws.
You see Vujacic take a good whack at him and then get out of the way as quickly as possible. Shrapnel starts flying.
Good idea.
And Howard trying to gather himself, standing out near the three-point line after getting whacked by 2 or 3 Nets.
And normally there's a mandatory timeout here under the 9-minute mark of the 4th quarter. Unless they had, unless I missed one earlier in this quarter, I don't think so.
Howard misses the first of 2. Brook Lopez back for New Jersey. Petro checks out of the game. He's done a good job on the defensive end against Dwight Howard. Anderson had a chance for the offensive rebound. I thought New Jersey touched it last. And it's going to be a jump ball. Now they're going to give it to New Jersey.
So we had 3 different calls.
Now we're going to go to break with 8:43 to play. Orlando clings to a 1-point 4th quarter lead against the Nets in Orlando. Orlando 69, the New Jersey Nets 68, 8:43 to play in the 4th quarter. Orlando had a 13-point lead at one point, 10 points at the half, 48-38, but the Nets are right there in it with a lot of time left in the period. Check out our Subway sub of the game. 789-789 is the number to text to vote for Ryan Anderson, sub 1, Arena sub 2, Duhan sub 3. Anderson has made 4 threes tonight off the bench for the Magic and has 12 points in the game. Arenas and Duhan are a combined 1 of 16 from the floor. I'm just saying.
Now, Gilbert getting a rest now as Hedo Turkoglu comes in. Now, the one area with Duhan in there, the Magic were unable to use Gilbert at the point guard spot where he could have matched up with Farmar and taken him down the low post to get something going. Get him a couple of field goals.
Brandon Wright missed a shot. Howard was there to make him think about it. Turkoglu handling the ball against Outlaw. Lopez got something right in the chopper, and Howard throws it through. Probably a Dwight Howard elbow.
Yeah, another chin. Dwight's got 14 points, 15 points, and 11 rebounds and 2 chins.
Lopez, ooh. He had his shirt in his mouth when he took that shot. Still seemed to be smarting from the play at the other end. Hedo Turkoglu using the screen. Out top to Anderson. Deep three. Drills it. Thank goodness for Ryan Anderson on this night. 5 threes in the game.
Oh, he's so wide open every time Hedo comes off that high screen because the defense is sagging in to protect on Dwight Howard.
Howard claims another rebound. Orlando up by 6. Turkoglu, the high screen, fires behind Dwight Howard for 3. Timeout, Avery Johnson. Suddenly it's raining threes on a Friday night inside the Amway Center.
Double-double for Hedo Turkoglu as he's doing it all. 10 assists and taking over as the point forward as the Magic finish off an 11-0 run.
The back threes by Anderson and Turkoglu early in the 4th quarter. Our hustle stats presented by Aleve. Rebounds are even at 30 each. The Magic have blocked 7 shots, have 8 steals tonight. Not many fast break opportunities, but Orlando has managed 10 fast break points. Brook Lopez now with a bandage on his chin after that blow from Dwight Howard.
Guys are going to have to start wearing helmets and face guards and all kinds of equipment.
Physical out there. Anderson does an outstanding job on Chris Humphries and forces a turnover. Magic get it back, up 9, 6:45 to play. Chris Duhan, Hedo Turkoglu, Jason Richardson, Ryan Anderson, and Dwight Howard. Turk firing, no good. Howard trying to keep it alive, but Farmar comes away with a loose ball.
And Vujacic and the Nets were very lucky there, going underneath the screen on Hedo.
Been a good night again for Turk. 6 of 9 shooting. Lopez way short, and it's out of bounds off of Humphries. Hedo's got 10 assists as well, Matty. Back-to-back double-doubles. A points rebound double-double against New York. Points assist tonight against New Jersey.
Yeah, I said he had 20 points. He has 15 points to go along with those 10 assists.
Vujacic is called for the foul. Very physical encounter with Hedo Turkoglu. He wanted an offensive foul against Turk. That's number 2 on Sasha Vujacic. Long-time LA Laker, 6.5 years before being dealt to New Jersey. Hedo Turkoglu again, the high screen. Duhan out of the corner. Driving in, the floater is good by Duhan. His first field goal tonight. Gives the Magic a double-digit lead again.
The Magic got the ship headed in the right direction when Hedo Turkoglu had to go out and get a little bit of a breather there to start the fourth quarter, but since he has come back into the game, everything seems to be back in order.
Anthony Morrow.
Anthony Morrow.
15 for Morrow. Duhon will bring it to the front court this time. But they'll give it up to Turkoglu. And Howard steps out top to set a pick. Cross court to Anderson. Long three. Not this time. Rebound Vujacic. Humphries matched up with Anderson. Morrow, rainbow jumper, rebounded by Anderson. Ryan Anderson had it taken away and a foul. And Lopez will go to the line.
Foul number 33, Ryan Anderson.
Or that's Humphries, rather, that took it away. Going to the foul line.
First team foul. Chris Humphries, shooting 2.
And that's a better deal for the Magic. Humphries a 66% free throw shooter. Lopez an 80% career foul shooter. Chris Humphries knocks in the first. Double-double number 28 now for Humphries. He was the 14th pick in the 2004 draft when Dwight Howard went #1 to the Magic.
He came in after his freshman year at Minnesota. Was a Big Ten Player of the Year.
7-point game. Howard has played the entire second half. Hedo Turkoglu had only 4 points in the first half. 13 in the second. If you tuned out, tuned back in, Jameer Nelson was injured late in the second period and is not able to return tonight. A sprained left knee. Vujacic with a shot clock at 3. Sasha Vujacic in double figures with 10.
And that's still hanging around. And a dangerous three-point shooting team that's 8 for 16 tonight so far.
Duhon in the corner, Jason Richardson loading it up, no good. Howard a long arm rebound, whips it out to Turkoglu. Now Jay Rich for 3, short. Rebound Vujacic. Farmar feeds Lopez. Hands off to Morrow. Anthony Morrow looking for a screen. Had it knocked away, but picked up by Vujacic.
That shot clock again.
No whistle, and Humphries buries the baseline jumper. Nando's lead is 5 with 3:12 to play.
Just cannot hammer that last nail in there.
The Nets are playing a snail's pace tempo again tonight. That's helped keep it close, but there's a beautiful play. Howard from Turkoglu. Well, you're right, Matty. Hedo Turkoglu has checked back in, and all is well with the Magic in the half-court offense. Beautiful feed to Dwight Howard. Pretty much in survival mode right now. 2:55 left, hanging on to a 7-point lead against the stubborn New Jersey Nets. Here's our Miller Lite Taste Greatness moment for tonight. Magic dancers performing their routine, which is available for viewing online. To vote for the Magic dance team in the dance bracket contest going on. You can access that via OrlandoMagic.com or NBA.com. And after tonight's game, inside the Magic debut of the Dancers, you'll find out how the girls make the team, what it's like to be a Magic dancer, and get to know the Magic dance team. That's coming up at high definition right here on Fox Sports Florida after tonight's Magic Nets game. 2:55 to play in the fourth quarter. The Magic with a 7-point lead, but New Jersey has the basketball. Hedo hounding Vujacic. Anthony Morrow chased off the three-point line, but knocks down at 2.
Anthony Morrow.
Good job, though, by Jason Richardson to close out and take that 3 away. Even though it brings the Nets to within 5, it doesn't hurt as much.
Intentional foul on Dwight Howard to send Dwight at the line, so it's Haka Howard with 2:31 to play in the 4th period. We can expect this for the next 31 seconds on the clock. White's having a miserable night at the foul line.
Except the Nets use about 23 seconds with their possession, so
they may get one more shot at it. Coming off an 11 of 13 night shooting free throws at Madison Square Garden. Dwight is 5 of 15. That breaks a string of 5 consecutive missed free throws for Dwight Howard. Gives the Magic a 6-point lead. Let's see if they chew up all of the clock again. 15 on the shot clock. Well, Farmar floats it up and in. Expect the foul quickly on Dwight Howard. They can't get to him soon enough. 3 of them dashing to commit the foul.
They have to wait for the ball to be inbounded, or it would be 2 shots in the ball for the Magic.
Dwight Howard shooting 2.
4-point game, and Howard is at the line again. That's a big one. 5-point contest. You know, I'm just thinking all these fans here tonight. There have been a lot of great moments, big dunks and big plays, but this is, in some ways, it's a torturous night to watch. Dwight can't make free throws. Nelson is unavailable. Just trying to get out of here with the win. Oh, look at Ryan Anderson, a big offensive rebound. That'll at least get the clock under 2 minutes.
And they're not fouling Dwight now. Why did they foul before? I don't know. They had their chance. Under 2 minutes, can't do it now.
Chris Duhon for 3. That gives Orlando an 8-point cushion.
That's about the second time Ryan Anderson has gotten a big offensive rebound tonight off a Dwight Howard miss. They give the Magic another possession.
Anthony Morrow, rainmaker, over Turkoglu.
Oh no, they fouled him again. Vujacic tried to foul Dwight Howard.
The officials didn't call it. Turkoglu draws a double team. Pass out to Richardson. Shea Rich inside, and Howard floats it home. Beautifully done by Jason Richardson. He stretched back out to 8. Farmar maneuvering. Lopez to Morrow. He's got the hot hand. Lopez hands it off to Farmar. Inside, poked away by that man again. Ryan Anderson makes a big play. Duhon. Rebound, Humphries. 53 seconds left. Jumper no good. Rebound, Howard. Richardson ahead of the pack. He'll lay it in. 10-point lead with 42 seconds left. Timeout, New Jersey.
Whoa. Oh, the Nets really becoming unglued in the closing 2 minutes. Lost their bearing. I think a lot of it to fatigue. Couldn't get back on defense. An easy
10, 92-82 with 42 ticks of the clock left. Orlando trying to grind it out here on a Friday night. Friday Night Magic from Orlando. And Orlando looking to go 21 games over 500. Here's the Marines.com leaders of the game. Turkoglu and Howard. Terrific combo again tonight. Turk, another double-double, his 5th of the year. All with the Magic. And Howard, Mr. Double-double, now with 30 consecutive. 60 for the year. You know, Manny, I was looking at the schedule. The Magic have been home 4 days of the last 17. Fatigue might be somewhat of a factor, but they have really done a good job of grinding it out tonight.
While also not having Jameer Nelson in the second half.
Absolutely.
But Hedo Turkoglu, good thing Hedo showed up tonight. And it shows you how key both of those players are to the Magic.
Yep.
Now, Dwight Howard's going to do his thing. He's going to get his points, his rebounds, his blocks, play his defense. But the guys that opponents are even more concerned about are Hedo and Jameer, because of how they make things happen, not only for themselves, but for the Jason Richardsons, for the J.J. Redicks, for Ryan Anderson. Thing is, Hedo in the playoffs, he's going to face a tough defender in every round.
Hedo's three a moment ago puts an exclamation mark on a terrific performance. And the Magic win it by 10. Sweeping the net 4-0 on the year. Magic now 47 and 26. And 26-11 here at the Amway Center. And the Orlando Ball Club is winners of 6 of its last 7. Let's check in with Paul.